signal?
Well, it wasn't an illusionist.
Okay, whatever. Are you ready though?
No, I left a little bit of my hair product down on Sing Street, Come and see.
Yeah, sure thing, dude. Good God, we're hunting!
I don't even look like my thing.
I know.
Then why'd you say that?
I don't know, maybe it's something from one of my past lives. Maybe you like Saving Private Ryan too much.
I'm about to stuff you in a bird cage and send you off to Fire Island.
What, so I can, die hard? Huh? Nice.
That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, look, come hell or high water, we gotta be ready to do this, like, now. So, quit playing around. Sort yourself out.
Yeah, well, I've never counted a more infernal affair than this hair.
Yeah, look, I'm sure the instructions for it were lost in translation or something. But by the way, I really didn't appreciate that American graffiti you left on my copy of The Last Jedi.
Again, I thought you wanted my autograph. And again, you don't have to point out the nationality of everyone who signs your stuff.
I do, if they're an asshole.
Well, this asshole is going to let you stay in his house during the summer.
Fair call, and for that you are a legend covered in stardust and no enemy mine.
You flatter me.
You will, however, see a rain of fire if you ever draw on my shitty.
Young lady.
What the heck was that?
I just got something stuck in my throat. It must have departed by now.
Like Olivia Cook and me, Earl and the Dying Girl.
Hey, watch it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot that film's off limits for jokes. The Untouchable, if you will.
Untouchable? Who taught you English?
The subtitles in Shaolin Soccer. You know this.
Well, damn. There we go with my white pride and prejudice.
You're alright. Anyway, you ready to do this?
Yeah, well, it'll be 2024 Podcast Odyssey.
Nice. One cut of the dead.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Welcome back, all of you melancholic fucks. I'm your favorite fruity spaceman.
You're gonna do your intro in a French accent.
How are ya? How's your mother? Welcome back, you ho-ho-hos. Good evening, afternoon, morning, dusk, dawn, or Tuesday.
Were you also waiting for the old man with the cane to show up and fix all of the broken people? Because I was.
Last year, we were one with the films, but this year, we are two with the films.
We're gonna flop in love!
What the hell is this podcast? Why are we here?
Every time you come and check out an episode, somebody's checking out something new for the first time.
That you just say no just to spite him. That's the relationship.
You know what I mean?
It broke his brain when he came to realization of what hand corn is.
They have a very specific flavor, but you got to make sure that fits in the dish.
News shows used to be in the 90s before they were, more like...
They still are.
I mean,
I hear it and then I forget it immediately.
I came for the space movie and I got monkeys. What's going on?
It isn't really because of what's happening in the film, but what happened outside of it.
It's pretty fun. That was pretty fun.
Let's get this party started.
How dare you recommend a film that makes me so obsessed with it? Let's say hi, baby. What you got?
I can't do this anymore. No, like stunning, flawless,
You missed your
beautiful,
calling
perfect.
for the WWE, my
You
dude.
are... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the One with the Filmees Award. Thank you so much for joining us live across YouTube and TikTok and all of the places. I'm here. Kay's here. Say hello, Kay.
Now, hey guys.
There we go. There it
hey
is.
guys, there we are. That was just a user error situation.
It happens, baby. It happens.
Well, I mean, I must say, Neff, that I do think that we put some actual effort into the full-on audio-visual medium that is a podcast.
That's it, baby. We sure do. We sure do. But hey, I've put together a bit of an intro for today, so I thought, why don't I kick us off this week, mix it up a little bit. You're always doing the intros. I'm doing the intros sometimes. So let me just grab my notes here quickly, and I'll get us kicked off.
Well, yeah, I know we discussed this at some point. And just having a little bit of a, really just thought that you should do it.
All right, ready. Welcome, everybody, to the One with the Filmees Award, the second annual for 2024. We are really excited.
You think I'd go less than a 1,002% on our last episode of season 2? Is that the pasty cop-out hack you think I am? Because like how 789, I'm about to eat up this intro. Are you prepared for this? Because it's Saturday at One with the Films, Money, Wire, and Podcasting Arena. We also do custom tire alterations. See Kenny in the back. But are you? It's time to turn on your bumbles because we're ready to rumble. Heat up those seats and put us on repeat. Get us ready to have a blast because we've saved the best for last. And as we pay tribute to our past and get you all excited for what's on the vast horizon. This is the second weirdly timed, oddly arranged Jackson Pollock of an award show, which basically means it's art, but only by a technicality. We are the neurotic neurodivergence, the polyamorous podcasters, the chaotic couplet. We're whores for more, knocking down them doors and turning the lights down low. Oh no, too slow. It's done. It's already there. And now I am your omelet smacking, weed whacking, hacky sacking, tick tacking, patty whack with a penchant for tension, for a promise, for a Thomas. You know who you are. I'm the movie man, your game maester, your OK Corral, or just Keegan if you want me to feel like I'm in trouble. And in this corner is the whore from El Salvador, the Machiavellian Australian, the guy with the eye that don't deny the Last Jedi, the bane of fame, the game for rain. It's the one, the only, the marvelous, the magnificent, the averagely sized Naf.
Worked on my intro for 3 days. 3 days I worked on my intro for. Keegan, how could you? 3 days.
I thought it'd be a funny joke. I thought you had so much going on that it wouldn't actually translate to anything. That
I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you. Of course, I was in on the joke, baby. Here we are. It's one with the filmy time, and I am so excited. I'm Naf. That's it. That's all I have. The rest of the intro is done by you. So like, I don't have much else to say. But we've got a nice little setup here. We're in gold once again. If you joined us last week for our best of 2023, that was heaps of fun. And today we're doing our one with the Filmees, which is a little bit different, and we'll dive into that in just a sec. But Kay, congratulations on another successful, what's it called? Season. Yeah, that's what they're called. So, good shit.
Often they are called seasons.
Yeah, well, this is our actual season 2 finale. We are done after this. We're on break for like 3 months, and then we're coming back with all new movies, all new guests, some of the same guests, some of the same movies. Oh, it's
insane.
Not really the same movies, but it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. So, yeah.
And Naf, like all seriousness, this has been last year when we got around to the one with the Filmees. I think you pitched it as wouldn't it be kind of fun if we did like our own award show? And we were like, yeah, I think so. I think that might be kind of cool. And then this year we were like, well, we actually had a fair amount of people that actually deserve, to give awards to, and things. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to celebrate the people that have come on the podcast. Also, the podcast itself, the wonderful people, all of you guys who have come and support us and just truly, just been a part of this whole experience. And It's been an incredible season. Mm-hmm. So much life shit has happened.
Yes.
And there was a writer's strike. There was so much shit. At the beginning of the season, we hadn't met. At the end of the season, we have, and we're still friends.
Yes, which is surprising to me, given past traumas. That being said, thank you so much for sticking around.
You too. Happy friendiversary.
And to the day as well. So like this day, 2 years ago was the first Discord message between the two of us, where I said, "Is this thing on?"
2 years ago.
So yeah. Wild, huh? And then we have another trip coming up too. So it'll be our second time being able to go. We've got our road trip planned. It's going to be amazing. But before we dive into all of these, just cannot, stress enough how special this has been, how wonderful it is to have you as a friend, how excited I am to come out and see you again as well and go and party and do whatever the heck else we want to do. It's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. Well, and we know we're doing it with some of our fabulous listeners. We're going and doing DiadCon, Star Wars Night. We're going to be there May 2nd. Mm-hmm. So if you guys are also there, find us. It won't be hard to find us. We are going to be in Bad Batch not cosplay, but Disney Bounds. So come and find us. We will be with Marvelous Johnny as well as Star Wars Facts Guy, our boys.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. And we have a lot of other fabulous people that have been on the show and everything like that. So it's going to be a fantastic time. But
I was going to say,
Let's not
Kate,
bury the lead.
yeah, so with last year or last season, we had about 8 or 9 films that were up for awards. And this year we had 27 films that we watched for season 2.
20 fucking 7.
Yeah, like I'm finally getting you to watch movies again, you know? Like it cracked. It's worked.
Oh
right?
man,
Like,
listen, it took a lot, and like kudos,
Yeah,
because
I mean,
film
look,
school tried.
if you watch 27 films in a year and they're all on the back of One with the Films episodes, then like I've been completely successful in what I've been doing here. So I'm not
Hey,
unhappy
listen.
with that as an outcome.
I had to catch up on 3 this week, and that was a delightful thing to kind of expand upon and do all of that.
Well, on that, for our viewers and people who are just joining us now, and yes, Kari's in chat. Hi, Kari. We are looking dapper. Funnily enough, I'm pretty sure I
Beautiful.
wore this exact same bow tie for last year's One with the Filmies as well, but I was about 20 kilos heavier. So, and yes, David, I am very, very Bond. Thank you very much.
Yes, he
Juan
is.
Bond. James Bond.
Juan Bond.
But okay, so we had 27 films. This isn't like your normal Oscars awards show, right? These aren't films that you've just seen all over the place. Now, if you guys want to follow along at home, on my Letterboxd page, my On Second Thought Letterboxd page, there's a list for One with the Films podcast weekly watch list, and that has every film that we've watched on there. So you can see and you can follow along and you can binge at home. But Kay, why don't you give us a quick rundown of all the films that are up for
Absolutely,
awards
because
this year?
the one thing that your list doesn't have is actually who recommended each film.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I wanted to kind of go through, starting all the way back last. Oh, sure, no worries. Yeah, so getting up there, starting all the way back in 2023, it was around probably like towards January, March, something like that.
Yeah.
There's a date, I'm sure, but I didn't look it up. But nonetheless, we started off with the wonderful film Legend, presented to us by Kari as Star Wars Tia. And
Yes. Amazing film.
absolutely incredible film. And then we followed it up. Well, there's debate there. And we follow that up with One Cut of the Dead, provided by Luke at Luke Likes Games.
Yes.
Naf did that with the 2 of them. I was unfortunately unable to attend that one. But
you've listened now and you've watched it now, so we've got some discussions.
oh yeah, I've seen all. Unlike last year, I saw all the films that I wasn't a part of the podcast for.
Yeah.
And then we followed up with my personal favorite film of all time, Muriel and the Dying Girl.
Beautiful film.
Which was just between Naf and I. Now, for the record, for the actual competition of this, our recommendations to each other do not count. We can't vote for those. Now, only the other person can vote for that if they so choose. Now, continuing on, we had Pride and Prejudice provided by the wonderful JJ at Lady Dragon JJ, as well as we had The Intouchables presented by Naf.
Hello.
He brought it to us at Second Thought. And then we had American Graffiti. American Graffiti provided to us by at Spooky Bree. Obviously, Bree has been on the show for so many times, and it's incredible to have her on any day of the week. And then we were followed up by David Xanatos 1138 brought us Reign of Fire.
Man.
That iconic film.
And just could you just appreciate this poster, please? Like, look at that. How does that just not? That's everything. It's everything. You know, it's everything.
Absolutely. That is 100%.
And hey,
that is 100%.
Well.
Yeah. Well, fabulous. Glad to have JJ in here as well, because we gotta have. I mean, listen, you gotta have the icons. And following that up with was Shaolin Soccer, provided to us by our friend Johnny, Marvelous Johnny.
Yes.
Which is a hell of a film.
Yeah.
And speaking of hell, Infernal Affairs, Zane, our boy, my 2 credits, came in and showed us not 1 but 2. We compared and contrasted, like your old book reports, Infernal Affairs and The Departed.
Yeah, it was my first time watching both, actually. So it was quite the journey, that one.
Absolutely. I had seen The Departed. I hadn't seen Infernal Affairs, so that was a really cool experience. And then we follow that up with Kit, A Merrier Place, brought us the animated film, the incredible film, The Illusionist.
Yeah, this was fantastic. Oscar nominated.
What a punch in the gut.
Yeah.
And then we were invited on an acid trip known as House by Nalbus, our wonderful friend Jim.
Yeah, this was wonderful
who
and weird.
is in, and our tour and Forward into the Black also have joined in. Fabulous. Glad to see everybody here. Hey, Parks.
But yeah, House was a wild ride. One of those other films that I recommend everyone to watch at least once as well, maybe twice. I think I want to go back and watch it again now, having experienced it before. I'm ready for another trip. Let's put it as it is.
For sure. For sure.
And what about up next? We had
Good Will Hunting, provided by one of my good friends, Joey DeBlanco, who at Shut Up and Cut. Wonderful discussion there. That was actually right before the writer's strike gave us our little a couple month hiatus.
Studio mandated break.
Our studio mandated break.
Yeah, so we were off for a couple of months, and then we came back with one of your
Hell or
picks.
High Water, baby. Yeah, Hell or High Water. A film I had been dying to show Nav for a long time, and I was very excited to finally do it.
It's good shit.
And then we followed that up with a wonderful 3-part conversation with, I guess 4-part technically because Canada was involved. But we had Past Lives, where Johnny and Tate at Star Wars Facts Guy at Marvelous Johnny joined the two of us to show me Past Lives because Naf also wanted to finally reap the I Told You So awards. And so very much wanted that feeling. But then we followed that up with The Signal, provided by your good friend Nick.
Yeah,
at Dreamscape Visuals.
Yeah, this one I asked him, like, can you give me something like weird? Give me something I wouldn't have seen before, and he delivered.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, this one was wild. Lawrence Fishburne in there, Olivia Cook in there as well. Basically,
my girl
just there for eye candy though, which was
Allison Hightower.
She would have been a big player in the sequel, which we still need. So. Yeah.
Listen, we can always dream. And
after that,
then we followed. Oh yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, after that, you came back and we brought Marley Loves Films on, and his pick was fantastic.
Oh my god.
This poster that I found for it doesn't have a lot of details on it, and every time I look at the list, I'm like, what film is this? This makes no sense. Is this like Thor? And then I remember what it is, and what was the film, Kay?
Stardust. Neil Gaiman's Stardust, and it was an absolute delight. Having Marley on was another highlight of this whole thing. Then we had our Christmas episode, which was provided by me, but just as a treat for all. This was more of a selfless task that we gave ourselves. And we watched Die Hard, as well as we followed that up with
in IMAX too. My first watch for Die Hard in IMAX. Delicious. Oh, I forgot to update the poster for Saving Private Ryan here, but this is hilarious. If you're on the visual version of the stream, appreciate
you
the
did
Saving
this
Private
to spite
Ryan
me.
trailer. That poster that's on Letterboxd. You guys can update this if you want. It's fantastic.
But the Saving Private Ryan came next. That was my also recommendation. Then we had you come in with a film that you had been dying to show me for like years. 2 years since now we can say that about our our friendship. And it was Sing Street.
Yeah, I love this film so much. And even in watching it again, I was like, yep, this is peak cinema.
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
And then we followed up with what could possibly be one of the most harrowing watches that could rival Schindler's List in a intensity battle. Chase brought us
used live ammo on set, and the other one didn't. So I think that this film might actually take the cake.
I think that's I don't think that anybody's gonna really complain about that.
Yeah.
But then we had our wonderful friend Chase at Forward into the Black.
Who cares about us so much and wants us to be happy.
Who cared about us, who wanted us to forget how to smell rain, and said, and I'm going to show you guys, come and see. And then we had someone who took a whole different interpretation of the word fire and came back in with Fire Island, provided by Elizabeth Joyce Soes. I mean, come on. Elizabeth came in and just really knocked it out of the park, knew exactly what we were trying to do and what we were going for. And I mean, how can you put that? But then we had an oldie, but a goodie, one of our old guests from back when we just were not really knowing what we were doing in general.
Great timing for
it was
Elizabeth to show up in chat as well.
exactly.
Hi,
Look at
besties.
you.
Oh, that's me. But
Yep.
yeah, fantastic film, fantastic episode. Definitely go back and listen.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
you were saying we had a guest come
like-
back. So like we had Spen on, I think, our third episode, our first real guest. Just
Yeah.
talking about just Star Wars in general and our love for that. Before the podcast, I kind of found what it was going to be.
Around the
but-
time Kenobi was coming out, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Exactly, and it came time to get him to pick a film, and he picked this film, which, oh man, he understood NAFCOR. He understood that baby.
Yeah, he did.
And hey, Marley
it
in chat.
was absolutely, and it was Lost in Translation.
Delicious,
That was
delicious film.
oh my god.
And
and
coming
followed
into
that
the,
up
the
with-
tail end on the last 4 films. So this next one was like a big one for us. We're really excited to get here and partner up with another
It was a
podcast
long
too.
time in coming.
Yeah,
It was a long time coming.
Hit it, Kay.
People that we were we were fans of, and then now we've kind of become acquaintances with. The Birdcage was brought to us by Dark Side Divas. Steph and Chris came on. Thanks to Kari helping us out with that connection. And now we just have a wonderful little group here. And it was a delight. Oh my God. Such a fun episode. Such a fun,
Yeah,
just
it's one of my
insanity,
favorites.
chaotic couplets, as we say.
Yeah.
And then, speaking of chaotic couplets, we followed that up with Pep and Choco from Dyad in the Force.
Yep, they're streaming
And they
live
brought
right
us
now.
they brought us Jung E, which was incredible. And
Yeah,
so
really
glad a
cool
chance
film.
and very cool to have them on. You got a chance to handle that one. I wasn't fortunate enough to be there, but we're planning another one with them where we all can
Hell
be
yeah.
together.
Yeah. And then for our
And-
last 2 films. So this was our penultimate guest episode, Kay.
Yeah, would you like to take them, bud?
Well, yeah, look, why not? So this one was with the UK content creator Star Wars and Beyond, Chris, and he brought Enemy Mine. And funnily enough, I thought that the film was different when he told me the name of it. I was like, I know I haven't seen it, but I didn't know anything about the film until it came time to like watch it. Before then, I think I thought it was one of those Spielberg films like Minority Report or something like that. I think I thought it was
Yeah.
like the same thing. And then I got into it and whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
This one was a surprise.
this is Dennis Quaid, not Jesus or Obi-Wan Kenobi, if you're looking at the poster. But yeah, that's a very cool watch and highly recommend. And the last guest, our finale, was with 2001: A Space Odyssey. This was with Artur. Artur presents on YouTube, Parks, which is super cool, dude. Really great, like video essayist, or it's more like documentaries that he's making now that are like written
Yeah.
entirely produced by him. It's some of the best content we've ever seen. If you're not following Artur Presents, then definitely go and do that. And with that in mind,
If you're
of
not
course, like,
following any of
all
these
of these
people,
people deserve your follow. Rounding them out again, as we said, it's Star Wars tier, Luke Likes Games, Lady Dragon, JJ, Spooky Breeze, Anatos 1138, Marvelous Jonathan, My Two Credits, Ameria Place, Nalbus, Shut Up and Cut, Fax Guy, Dreamscape Visuals, Molly Loves Films, Forward Into the Black, Elizabeth Joy Soares, Spen Kenobi, Dark Side Divas, Died in the Force, Star Wars and Beyond, and Artur. It was...
say that 3
yeah.
times fast.
All right, I'll do it.
And no, and then it was, but yeah, truly, I mean, like, we were just so blessed to share so much incredible films with so many incredible people.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to get to this time next year and see what year 3 looks like.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Season 3 is going to be fucking insane. But
Yep.
do you want to tell everybody how this little award show is going to work for all of our
Yeah.
wonderful guests who fortunately joined us in chat today? So not everybody, but a lot of us over here, and it's going to be an incredible journey.
Cool.
And
Well-
so, yeah, tell us how it's going to work, Nev, for the uninitiated.
Well, for the uninitiated, if you're joining us for the first time, it's a weird time to join, honestly, but hopefully after this conversation, because there's going to be not a lot of time for heaps of spoilers or anything, you'll have a lot more films to add to your watch list. Again, you can check us out on Letterboxd. You can find On Second Thought there and find the one with the film's weekly watch list, list. And you can add all of them to your watch list and check it out. But if you were here last year, we're doing things pretty similarly. Only difference is we've come up with our own awards this time instead of matching kind of what the Oscars and stuff do. But essentially, what's going to happen is for each award, it's going to consist of 5 nominees. So each film that gets nominated gets 1 point for being nominated. And if it wins that category, it gets an additional point. So maximum a film can get is 2 points per category. Once we get kind of through all of the categories as well, what will happen is we're going to total up all of the points that were earned from Kay's choices, all the points that were earned from my choices, and we're going to use math to determine the leader. The winner of the one with the Filmie, which is our coveted overall prize, essentially the film that best encompasses what it means to be on one with the films. And yeah, so we don't actually know who won. We know who won our own prizes, but in terms of the overall, like, this is all fresh to us. So we're really excited to get into this and see who
we wanted to have an award. We wanted to have awards that really spoke to how we believe on this podcast film should be
absolutely
interpreted, which is personally. And it's that thing of like different films mean different things to people. I don't have the same taste as Naf, even though we kind of overlap in many regards. The goal was to, and it should be said just as a disclaimer, as we just said, we love all these films.
Yeah.
We love all these people. It's great. But one of the things we want to challenge ourselves was to be able to give out awards based on what resonated with us. So if a film doesn't win an award or doesn't get there with something, don't worry about it. Like, it's not that we didn't enjoy it. This is just a fun little game between friends to hold over each other until the end of next season. So I'm just saying, if you are going to do this, just know your audience, and next time bring something that you know is gonna listen. I'm just saying, Spen knew what he was doing, bringing Lost in Translation. He knew the audience. You know, it's one of those things. You just think about that.
Well, why don't we get into it with our first award?
Well, our first award is the Holy Craft Award.
It only just clicked with me what that there's that joke, you know, holy craft, holy crap. Like, in my head, I just heard holy craft, and I was like, because like the work, the craft is holy, you know, to put together something like this to deliver to an audience to experience is a holy spiritual experience, is how I took that. But holy crap works as well.
Well, it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of a double entendre, if you will. And the TISM needs to express the double entendre verbally. And so, absolutely. Now, this award is described as sometimes the beauty of a film is in the sheer brilliance of the craft. In between our dumb puns and Star Wars references, we do like to highlight how much skill it takes to make the art we love. And sometimes this award highlights the outstanding achievement in sheer craft of the film, regardless of our feelings of the film. It's just films that are undeniably incredibly well made. And Naf, would you like to kick us off of the first nominees of the one with the Filmees?
Yeah, so these are my 5 choices for nominees for the Holy Craft Award. So for me, what I recognize to have had the best craftsmanship, and I think to the point of the awards as well, like, we both have our own sort of interpretation of kind of those awards and what that means. So we'll take a bit of time as we give the nominations to give an explanation for each one as well. So rattling off my nominees for the Holy Craft Award. First up, American Graffiti, brought to us by Brie. American Graffiti, I think, is some of George Lucas's, if not his best work, and so incredibly underrated. It makes me sad because I love to think about where his life or film career would have gone if not for Star Wars. And it's a conflicting place to be in as a big Star Wars fan. You know, I love Star Wars. I adore American Graffiti. 2001, A Space Odyssey, brought to us by Parks. There is no doubt that the craft on this film is just unparalleled. Like, for its time, every aspect of it, if you want heaps of details in it. We did like a 3-hour episode with Parks on this. It is as long as the movie itself. Hey, Jim, in chat as well.
Long?
Good to see you. Next up, one of Kay's choices, Saving Private Ryan. I think it was the one that got Steven Spielberg his Best Director win.
Second one.
And you can't knock it for its craft. It's one of the best. It's so well made. Next up, Pride and Prejudice, I think, from JJ, in terms of the production value, the costuming, the music, like in terms of being a period piece, it's very, easy to talk to the craft in this film. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. And then my last one is another one of yours, actually, Kay, Hell or High Water. I think it's a lot more subtle in its craft, but this film is so perfectly tuned. You know, it's like getting in a Ferrari and just it knows exactly what it's there for. It is tight, it is punchy, everyone is at 100%. The craft in the filmmaking here is some of the best I've seen. And just like if you watch last week's episode, if it were me doing nominations without limits, I would have a lot more. I have a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here, but I had to limit it. So these are the 5 that stood out for me the most. What about you, Kay? What are your 5 nominations?
Well, absolutely. Some of them overlap, some of them don't. And I was surprised with one in particular that you left off. But I also nominated 2001: A Space Odyssey. How can you not? Like, that is literally what this like award category is made for. Is the scale and the artistry involved is still nuanced to this day. If I did not put it here, it would be disingenuous. Absolutely. I also put Come and See, because the scale and sheer practical effects to a very dangerous extent. But if you're looking for a film that is unflinching, unblinking in its brutality and its just sheer magnificence of how it's created, Come and See is a very difficult one to beat. But on a different side of that, it also takes just as much craft to create a musical. And I put one of yours, Sing Street,
amazing,
as because I thought that it really takes a lot to have a very nuanced look at the life in Ireland and at the time, and very much all of that mixed with the coming of age story, mixed with a rock and roll story, and it all works. And it's beautiful, and it just is another a brilliant work of John Carney. In addition, I also nominated a Tate and Johnny's pick of Past Lives. They have a really good taste in movies, I'll tell you that much. And it's simple. It's, again, as you said with Hell or High Water, it's like it's a little bit harder to see the craft here, but that's why it's awesome, because it's invisible.
Exactly.
It's like it's practically seamless, and it's just so emotional, so brilliant. And then another one I put in here, which was one that when I first started the movie, I was like, cool, but it doesn't quite land. But it wasn't until the film kept continuing that I went, the craftsmanship on display here is brilliant. It's One Cut of the Dead.
Yeah.
It is truly a film that is deceptively brilliant in what it does, starting off with a oneer that has some questionable choices in there, and you're like, okay, well, that took a little long, or that's there. And then you find out that there's a whole other story happening behind the camera that explains why all the things that you thought were happening were happening. I just thought that was it's like a part of me is like, is it a chicken and the egg thing that like, but it's like it just, because it creates that question, you have to marvel in its brilliance. Yeah. But those are my 5 nominees.
Cool. Yeah, rattle them off again one more time for me. You had?
That is 2001: A Space Odyssey, Come and See, Sing Street, Past Lives, and One Cut of the Dead. Can you rattle yours off again for me?
Yeah, baby. We had American Graffiti, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Saving Private Ryan, Pride and Prejudice, and Hell or High Water. Now, I would really like to know which one of yours won, but I think for table tennis's sake, I should go first, right?
Yes, you should.
Okay, well, my winner for the Holy Craft Award goes to... Nice. Parks in 2001: A Space Odyssey. That is my winner.
Absolutely.
Like we said, obviously, I've everything that can be said about this film has been said. I watched it one time and I was like, okay, cool, nice one, Kubrick. And then I watched it again and I was like, holy shit, I get it. And adding to that, the conversation with Artur made me love it even more. Like some of the really interesting, unique takes that he has on the film, like how he tied the monolith to like the Black Mirror of today, you know, like I was like, how is it still relevant? And it is, you know, he's made it relevant. I'm really excited to see if he ever puts that to like a documentary and it goes on YouTube. I want to watch that. That's going to be wicked.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
They're just talking about rewatching Sing Street and One Cut being pure genius. Absolutely, Jim. It is.
Oh, absolutely.
And to that
Absolutely
point, it was
brilliant.
one of the ones that it probably would have been like number 6 on my nominee. There was a couple that I was like back and forth on a little bit, and I was just like, man, it sucks to have the Spielberg of it all, but I can't not. It probably should have. It would have taken Spielberg's place
I understand.
there. But yeah, like Dyad welcoming as well. Thank you for joining us. It's going really well.
Artur would like to thank Kubrick, and yes, everybody. If we do give you a word, like shout out in the comments though, and which leads me to my pick.
Tell me, baby.
For the
Tell me.
Holy Craft Award goes to Forward into the Black for Come and See. I mean, this film stuck with me. Like this film just. It's so real because it is. And it's to have something that does that is just, I mean, it's impeccable. So my winner is Come and See.
That is a fantastic choice. It's and it's another one that was very high up on my like kind of moments.
I totally understand.
Yeah,
I totally understand. I do wonder how Chase will feel that Saving Private Ryan got picked over Come and See for you.
You know what it probably
but
is.
Don't worry, Chase. I heard your message. I understand. No, I'm messing, obviously.
Yeah,
but,
if anything, it probably was in my thinking the like the sheer like to call it, adding to all of what Come and See did. It's Saving Private Ryan also managing like a cast or an ensemble like on the spot, you know?
Absolutely.
I've got my main character, he's so good. And I'm going.
I mean, we watched that together when you were here, and it was just, I remember just both of us just being in, I mean, I haven't seen it in years, and just watching it then, just being marveling at what happened.
Yeah, it's wicked. Well, if you guys want a running total at the moment, we have leading the one with the Filmie. 2001: A Space Odyssey with 3 points for its nomination, win, and nomination. We have Come and See in second place for its nomination and its win. And then in equal third place, we have Sing Street, Saving Private Ryan, Past Lives, Hell or High Water, American Graffiti, Pride and Prejudice, and One Cut of the Dead. So, yeah. Now,
beautiful.
The second episode, the second award that we have up for today, which, actually, sorry, look, I've found this. I'm not quite sure what's in here. Let me just.
What is that, Nath? Is that what is that? Is that like your insurance receipt or something?
This is the sexiest episode award. It says here that this goes to one a Star Wars dear Kari for delivering to us the sexiest episode with the sexiest guest and villain all wrapped up in one. Can we get a round of applause for Kari?
Yeah, let's get a round of applause going for Kari. Absolutely. Well done.
And Divas have joined us in chat as well. How we doing, Divas?
Absolutely. Welcome in, guys. And hold on. Yes, well, thank you. Hold on, sorry, I just received a little bit of an issue here. And
sorry guys, just an update from the
yeah, sorry, just I really apologize here, but looks like we got another award here, a little surprise award. It's the We Made Kay's Dad Watch This Movie award, which goes to One Cut of the Dead with Luke.
Oh my goodness.
Well, shit, I don't know how they knew it, but like, I mean, that's definitely true. Like, my dad didn't listen to a podcast episode of this podcast until he listened to one of Naf and Luke talking about One Cut of the Dead.
There is something absurd about the fact that your dad listened to the episode that you weren't in. I'm taking that completely.
My favorite. It was one of my favorite texts I've ever received from my father, who is watching, by the way. So love you, Dad. But I thought that was a very funny situation. But nonetheless, wow. I wonder if these random awards will happen throughout the night. Anyway,
honestly, it's hard to say. But our second official award is the that's my new personality award. And with regards to this award, everyone's just losing their mind in chats as well. But yeah, congratulations to Tia, congratulations to Luke, and then congratulations to Parks as well, and to Chase. Everyone deserves congratulations. It's just, this is why we come here. You know, I'm getting a rush.
This is beautiful. This is something great. But yes, tell us a little bit about this award.
Films have the capacity to change us, to shape our outlook on life, on love, and everything in between. And when you watch a new film that you cannot stop thinking about, no matter how hard you try, the only logical next step is to pour those feelings out onto anyone and everyone you can. And that's when you know that film has become your personality. So why don't you let me know, what were your 5 nominations for the Whelp That's My New Personality Award?
Well, I mean, one of them was, maybe it's me coming into my LGBTQ side. Maybe it's me just being a lover of comedy. But I mean, come on, I had to nominate The Birdcage in this one.
Amazing.
Just a film that is like, it was one of those films that I can't believe I hadn't seen for how much I love Robin Williams, and to do it with people that we just absolutely loved being with, to do it with some of my favorite podcasters of all time, just having the joy of being able to share our craziness with other craziness is just incredible. So I felt like I needed to nominate that for, well, guess my new personality.
Yeah, the other choice. And again, that one was brought to us by the Dark Side Divas, who are in chat as well. Thank you again, Divas, for bringing us that movie.
Absolutely. So thank you for adding to my personality. And with that, I have to say, I also felt similar with your craft, one of the nominees on your craft award, but I felt it was just something that resonated with me so much despite its timing. And I really did feel like, oh my God, this is the kind of stuff I want to make. This is what I want to see more of. And it was American Graffiti. Spooky Brie bringing that in, just really just a teen angst meets Catcher in the Rye with just this funny zaniness to it, but also like that. I think about the, the announcer in that whole storyline just all the time. Just an honor to be a bad influence. Well done. And so, and then I had to follow it up with a film that I didn't know existed before we did the podcast, and now I'm so glad I do. It's Reign of Fire. I mean, come on, dragons, post-apocalyptic, Matthew McConaughey. I mean, fucking like, how do you go wrong with that?
Yeah.
And then at the same time, I also felt that I wanted to give Stardust a big nomination in this one, because Stardust is joy incarnate. It is just beautiful. It is heart-wrenching, but it's everything that you want in a movie. And it's funny. I found out that, I ended up picking up the book when I was in Edinburgh, just on a whim. And then to do the movie, it was like, incredible stuff. Beautiful. And then finally, bringing it home with Fire Island. That one was one that was like, especially doing Pride and Prejudice before. I'd seen Pride and Prejudice, but it was one of those that I'd seen already. And I was very excited to talk about it with you. But watching a kind of modern reinterpretation of that same story was like experiencing it all over again. And to see it done through the lens of the gay culture was such a really unique experience that I was just so excited we got to share with Elizabeth, and being able to have Elizabeth on this. It's just, I love it. I love it with my whole heart. And just to be able to share it with Elizabeth was an incredible thing there. But just to recap, my 5 nominees are The Birdcage, American Graffiti, Reign of Fire, Stardust, and Fire Island.
Amazing. And you may have said it, and maybe I didn't hear, but I wasn't sure if you'd mentioned around Stardust that came on with Marley from Marley Loves Films.
Yes, Marley Loves Films. I don't believe I mentioned it specifically, but Marley, you picked good, my friend.
And also, Marley runs the Real Lovers podcast, which is really cool as well. They're currently breaking down the Letterboxd top 250 week by week, so definitely go and check that out and give them a follow. And we actually managed to do a collaboration with Real Lovers as well. So there's an episode of ours where we talk about Coco, my favorite podcast, my favorite Pixar movie, and I got to go on there and talk about that, and that's available on their
absolutely
pages.
Great episode.
Like, it's so great. But man,
and Marley and I are working up one as well for us to go, probably one to go on together, and then one for me as well.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
and,
if you want to see more of us, follow Real Lovers.
Wait. Absolutely.
Well, I've got 5 nominations here as well, Kay. And,
well, let me hear them.
For the Whelp, that's going to be my new personality award. I could not stop thinking about these 5 films, all for different reasons. And one thing that I'm interested in is how much we actually overlapped on these ones, which I think is really cool. Now, my first one isn't on your list. This one was brought to us by Span Kenobi. This is lost in translation. There was no
Yeah, that
way.
tracks.
It tracks, yeah. This is my bread and butter. This is absolutely everything.
It's NAVCore for a
It's
reason.
everything. It's everything. And I've been having this weird like Bill Murray renaissance this year, which is wild. Like I'm recognizing that he's more than the guy from Groundhog Day and what's it called? Ghostbusters. Like he has some depth. He's an incredible actor. I watched Rushmore with him a couple of weeks ago, which I thought was one of Wes Anderson's first films. Jason Schwartzman playing a teenager. He's like 16. It's so cool. Anyway, I digress. Lost in Translation is my first one. For all reasons anybody who knows me will understand. The second one, in terms of the other film that became my new personality, I couldn't stop thinking about this. I want to go and campaign for this film to get its sequel. It's The Signal, brought to us by Dreamscape Visuals by Nick. While sitting with the film itself, I don't sit here and go, this is like the masterpiece, best film I've seen in my entire life. It just like rocked me by the end. And particularly one of the things that stuck with me is A, there's a character in it that looks just like you, and it's so weird. B, Olivia Cook's butt. It's really, really nice. And C, this film is made by someone who used to be a director of photography, a cinematographer on other movies that's gone off to make his own film. And you can tell, like, the cinematography and the camera work in this is just, it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
And I think that it's also one of those ones that while you're watching it, you're just deeply uncomfortable and you have no idea why. And then rewatching, once you know how it goes, it makes a lot of sense. It's almost like it feels when you're watching it like, what are you doing? None of this makes any sense. This is all pointless and stupid. And then it's like, oh, I see what you were cooking. It's not going to land with everyone, so it's not going to be one that I'm recommending to every person all the time, but I do love this. The next three we overlapped on. So The Birdcage by Divas. I want this playing every dinner party I'm at for the rest of my life. It's that simple.
Oh, yeah.
It's that simple. And I want the Divas at every dinner party I have for the rest of my life as well. Then we had American Graffiti, brought to us by Brie. Again, I just like, as a Star Wars lover already and a George Lucas apologist, I did not expect to love this film as much as I did. I still have THX 1138 on my list of films to watch as well. If that's someone's favorite film and you want to do it as an episode, please do it because it'll bring it up my list a lot sooner.
And it will convince me to actually watch it.
Yeah. And then Stardust. To the point where like I was watching the film and it was the first film that I've watched with my housemate. When they walked past and were like, what, are you watching Stardust? And I was like, what do you mean? You random person living in my house likes this movie. What? Yeah, I would talk about that film to no end. But those are my 5 choices. Lost in Translation, The Signal, The Birdcage, Stardust, and American Graffiti. So, Kay, who's your winner, baby?
This, I mean, practically, I wanted this award to even be a consideration, so I could give this out to David for Reign of Fire. There was no way that this film was not, when the journey I went on, because I had no clue that this was even a film. And just to realize not only is it about dragons, but it's dragons in modern age.
Yeah.
Christian Bale, an unrecognizable Matthew McConaughey that does a giant jump with an axe to kill the main dragon. What the actual hell? Like, I thought about this film way too much. I have talked about it ad nauseum to so many people, being like, Denton Van Zam is, if I didn't want to do a fucking like bald cap,
baby.
I would totally do a cosplay of Denton Van Zam all the way.
The thing that blows my mind about your love for Reign of Fire as well is like, at a glance, if you pitch that movie to you, I can imagine your eyes glazing over and being like, no. And then you watched it, and I kind of anticipated the messages from you to be like, I think the message was, what the fuck am I watching? And I was like, yeah, that tracks. And then we spoke on the phone. You're like, what the fuck was I watching? Oh my God, this is the best. So like, it shocked me how much you loved it too. And I adored that film. Like, that is such a great, great choice. That's one of the films that I like, always like am drawn to when I think about like, why did we do this?
Yeah, exactly.
Because we also mentioned things like, I didn't know that existed, or I didn't know this existed, or like The Birdcage or something like that. But you know what? The likelihood that one day we go, hey, do you want to do like a a Robin Williams binge?
Robin Hood?
And we come across The Birdcage probably would have happened, right? And
Probably
then,
likely.
Like, Reign of Fire. Like
we wouldn't have come across that in millions of years.
I just, yeah. And even with its big names, like I can't think of any part of me that goes like, oh, I want like a Christian Bale binge or like a Matthew McConaughey binge. I'm like, I've seen the movies of theirs that are good that I'm happy with,
I don't, yeah,
so
exactly.
It's great. It's a fantastic choice and a fantastic recommendation as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
David, Xanatos, 1138. Well done.
The king.
And
the king.
Naf.
Well, mine went to a film that, it was probably the one film this year that I finished and my brain went straight to, I need to watch that again now. Not in the way that like The Signal would make you want to watch it again because you want to understand it, but in the amount of joy that I felt on this journey, I don't want it to end. I need this to keep going. And that's Stardust for Marley. That was my winner there. I adore that film so fucking much, man, and it made me so disappointed that Argyle is a thing.
Oh my god! That Stardust is just so beautiful.
Darkside Diva says, if y'all were giant D&D nerds in the early 2000s, you wouldn't have been able to avoid Rain of Fire, which honestly, yeah, I get it.
Correct. And I'm like, I am a recent D&D nerd, baby, but Dungeons all the way down.
Yeah, well, like for those following along at home, we currently have 3 films on equal points leading the way. We have 2001: A Space Odyssey, Stardust, and American Graffiti, all on 3 points. So,
damn,
it's spicy now. Hey, we've got a few more awards, so why don't we keep moving? What do you reckon?
Yeah, well, absolutely. But I think that there's a hold on. Somebody's texting me.
Oh, they're texting you?
Yeah. It says that JJ won the Made Me Appreciate Hands More award.
The Made Me Appreciate. I wanted that one.
Oh shit! Well, JJ, congratulations! Well
JJ,
done. Absolutely.
Made Me Appreciate Hands. I had my eye on that one. I wanted to win that award, but I don't know how that works because we're the hosts, so we don't win awards.
I mean, that's true. We give them out, but we don't receive.
Yeah.
No one ever, they say who's going to win the award. They don't say how is the award, you know?
Exactly,
it's like.
And like, oh, hold on one second. What the heck is that? Sorry, 1 second, guys. Let me just, I think there's something in here too. Oh, yeah, it actually says in here that Spooky Bree won the We Can't Get Enough of You award. This is an award that's granted for the person that's been on the podcast like the most since its inception. It's like 3-4 visits or something. It says we're completely obsessed with her and we would do anything to have her on the podcast for another episode, even rewatch a movie that we've seen before. Congratulations to Bree. Like, my God, Bree, you deserve it. You deserve
absolutely. Well done. I mean, absolutely.
I don't understand one where all of these awards are coming from because I had everything set up and planned beforehand. So the podcast,
and it's really rude that these people keep just kind of coming into our rooms and just chucking random things at us.
Honestly,
like guys, we're trying to do a podcast.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Right? Goodness.
And for those of you that are just listening to this, we are receiving letters and packages from people. But nonetheless, this is the risk you run when you do kind of visual bits for an audio-based medium.
And for those listeners as well, we apologize for, this isn't very professional. We had like a nice awards show planned for you. People are jumping in between. It's a whole mess. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, we're getting a telegram.
You're getting a telegram?
Yeah. Well, I got one, and it actually says that David won the How Dare You Recommend a Movie This Good award.
What the hell?
Well, shit. Well, David, you just got this whole thing over here. Well, I mean, God,
David's getting 2
I mean, I guess
awards?
I'm just saying that people have the same opinion as I do. Wow, that's
that is shocking to me.
Shit.
That is shocking to me. This is like just,
damn.
This is wild. I can't believe this.
Unexpected.
Yeah.
Totally unexpected.
Yeah. Man.
Wow.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
Damn, I hope there's not another one.
I don't think there is, but there also might be. I've got this little jar of what's it called? A little potion here, which I'm gonna just try and sort this potion out.
I mean, that's been on your desk for like years.
Oh my God, my finger got stuck in it. But like when you empty the potion out into a
those
plate,
puzzles?
These are puzzle pieces. My God. Holy shit. Guys, and wait for it. It actually makes an award. Holy shit. This is wild. And this one goes to This one goes to Marvelous Jonathan for Shaolin Soccer. It says the only sports biopic worth watching award. Congratulations, Jonathan. You
Well,
win the
John,
award.
I mean, incredible. Can you believe that award has been on NAF's desk for the past 2 years? Jesus. Well, what are we doing? We're wasting time, NAF. We got a third award.
I'm sorry.
We got a third award. I mean,
they keep
listen,
showing up.
guys, we apologize for the I mean, that was planted. But now we want to get to the award number 3.
Tell me.
Which is quintessential to any cinephile. The wow, you're just gonna hurt me, and let me do that again. Award 3, the wow, so you're just gonna hurt me like that and walk away award. This is dedicated to all of the people who thought it would be a great idea to hurt us.
Yes.
Sometimes we love a film because of its ability to punch us in the chest and leave us like dads going to get milk. But this award goes to the films that hurt our feels just a little too hard. And that's a little tough. But Neff, you're the master of heartbreak. Do you want to go into what your nominees were?
Yes, absolutely. So again, we've got 5 nominees. These are the films that, kind of unexpectedly moved us or kind of hurt us the most. And that's kind of how I took this was like the films that unexpectedly move me. Like there are some that I kind of look at and I go, like, for example, Lost in Translation. I love that, but I kind of knew going into how I was going to feel in that movie, you know? The way that I looked at this award in particular was, oh, 1 second. TikTok is inactive, and Choco's over on TikTok as well. Yes, there's a lot more going on YouTube, baby.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And we've got some more visuals showing up on YouTube that you can't see on your phone screen as well, guys. So if you're over on TikTok and you want to come check out a little bit more, come check it out. However, absolutely. With the films that kind of shocked me with how much they moved me, one of them was Infernal Affairs from Zane. Now, this one, it happened in retrospect when I was thinking about all of these and I'm going, all right, what's something that kind of shocked me? I was like, Infernal Affairs is like, it's dark and it's also cheesy in, for example, the main kind of death in there of one of the main characters, you know, like not loves, but like close friends. If you were watching it objectively, you'd go, you've slowed the frame rate down, but you didn't shoot enough frames. So like it's this choppy little thing and there's these weird dialogue choices. But in what the film has presented to you up to that point, it perfectly fits. And I was surprised by how much it broke my heart, those few moments within there and throughout, as you're watching these characters contend with, I didn't see the message chase, but I got the notification on TikTok. It's like an inactive thing. But Diva's heading off. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next season as well, Divas. We've got another episode planned, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We would love to do that. And then obviously check us out later on to see if you win all the more stuff. So
hell yeah.
Absolutely.
So, Infernal Affairs is my one nomination. Like I said, it fits within its world. Watching a character have to contend with making really bad decisions and what that kind of means for him is, it's brilliant. And I want to go and watch the sequels to this, but my second nomination is one of your films, Kay. It's Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. And this one shocked me intentionally. You know, as you watch the film, there's this kind of, this overarching, like narrative idea that they present you with. And then he's like, haha, I lied. And so it's a little cheap, but it's also so wonderful in that same way. You know, like it's like in the hands of a lesser filmmaker that wouldn't land, and it landed here. And that's one of my favorite movies of all time. And yeah, it hurts a lot.
Yeah.
This next one is weird because I felt like I kind of knew what I was getting into. And then at the same time, I thought, come on, guys, it can't be all that bad, you know? And so this is Come and See. I kind of knew and I kind of didn't. And for that, the way that it's just like, you know, I think it was you who was organizing to get Chase on the podcast, and you had mentioned Chase wanted to do like Come and See, and all you know it was like it's a war film, and I'm like, all right, I've seen a bunch of war films, like, all right, let's do it. And people are like, oh, it's the most realistic, and it's like, oh, everyone's just the most realistic, shut up. And holy shit, dude, they shot a cow. They shot a cow.
Like legit shot a cow.
Yeah, so that one messed me up. My last two nominations, one goes to Enemy Mine from Star Wars and Beyond, Chris. I didn't expect to be moved by that. It's a bit of pain and it's a bit of joy. It is unfair that that film exists in the manner in which it does. It's wild. And Spen's joined us as well. Thank you so much, Spen. Just so you know, you got a nomination in the last award. So Lost in Translation sitting on 1 point right now. Just FYI. And my last one goes to The Illusionist. I saw pretty cute animation. I thought this is going to be great. Kit's a lovely person. Why would they not recommend?
Would
us
never
something
hurt
wonderful?
us.
And then I watched this movie and it tore me to shreds. So those are my 5 nominations. And what about you, Kay? Give me your nominations, babe. Who hurt you and walked away like that?
Well, several of our what I used to call friends did this, and I gotta say that starting off with an odd one that I didn't expect to be on this list, but the more I thought about it, the more I did, was American Graffiti. And like a really bad friend, sometimes it's like, or like in a bad relationship where you're like, things are so good, things are so great, and then they break up with you, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
And you're like, huh? And it's like the end title. I have never been so moved by the last like 5 seconds of a movie. Just being like, oh yeah. Yeah, in the future, some of these people just die.
Yep.
And it's like,
it reminds me a bit of how Fargo gives you this is a true story. The names have been changed. And it's not a true story. It's like within that world, it's a true story. And the same goes for American Graffiti. It's not, these aren't real people. They're not even based on real people. As far as I know, it just is. Yeah. You know? And it's absurd, but I love that.
It hurts. It hurts. Yeah. And then I had to go. And then again, Tate and Johnny continued to just really nail it with Past Lives.
Wonderful.
I mean, like, just a wonderful idea for them to bring it to the show, because I mean, that one hurt me.
Yeah.
That one really, like, I mean, that film is very much has a lot of overlap with my legit life. And as you'll hear on the podcast episode. And so a lot of that came from the discussion afterwards as well, and the pain of that. And I'm just like, God, this is a little too real for me. This is like a little too real. And could have been solved with polyamory. So
I think having the opportunity to talk with Tate and Johnny about that film as well in depth, like obviously anyone who's heard Tate speak on anything ever, he's one of the most eloquent motherfuckers I've heard in my entire life. And
absolutely
up there as well with some really deep thoughts on this movie.
And he's Canadian.
Yeah. But yeah, like, oh, here we go. So Dyad says the next time I'm on, I'm really going to recommend the most heart-wrenching film I've ever seen. So
don't you do it.
Do it.
Well, hey, listen, you got a high fucking bar. We've had Come and See and Schindler's List on this podcast already.
Well, yes, Past Lives is a brilliant choice, and it would have been on mine, but like I kind of fell into the category too of also. Hold on 1 second. What's going on here? 1 second. Copy and. No. Okay, that should be back in now. Give me 1 sec. Okay,
there he is. He's back.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay,
sorry, guys. That's so weird. Yeah, the video call that we were on, Kay, it crashed for some reason. So can you just time code that?
It was odd. Yep. Let's do that. Yeah, so we'll write that down for, what is it?
I just put 1 hour and 8.
1 hour 8. Cool. So 1 hour 8. There we go. So anyway, back to it. So Past Lives, incredible. Incredible film.
I was gonna add to that I would have had that on my list as well, but like I recommended it among with them, you know, like it was something I wanted to bring to you as well. So like I couldn't quite put it on my list as a choice. But,
no, absolutely. No, yeah, like all joking aside, you did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But at
third.
So with that, we also had my third one, sorry, just that distracted me. Now I'm all in. Was Come and See. I mean, come on. If this film wasn't in here, like, you don't have a soul. Like, it's not okay. And then so Chase, you know why. The whole barn scene is scarred on my heart. I can't smell rain because of you.
Yes.
And like you know, it's but at the same time, we also have Sing Street, which hurts you in different ways. And that was recommended to me by my best friend. He wanted to hurt me and said, like, you're going to cry. And I'm like, no. And then I see the older brother crying in the car and I'm like,
yeah.
And yeah.
My most recent rewatch, I think we mentioned it on the podcast too, but like my most recent rewatch, I cried the whole way through, and it's for different reasons, you know, like it does hurt you, but like in a good way. And then there are some sad moments as well, you know, like the feeling of just not just being a disappointment sometimes, but being disappointed by the people around you sometimes as well. Can, like, it's heavy. It's heavy.
Absolutely. No, I'm right there with you. And then my final nomination,
tell me,
goes to The Illusionist. I mean, Kit decided to come in here and just decide that her hosier loving ass was going to just hurt me.
Yeah.
And just that was basically the whole podcast, was us just going, Kit, why?
Yeah.
What? And her going, I don't know.
Oh my God.
And just like, but I love them so much. Yeah. They're so great. They're phenomenal. Them and Elizabeth and Eliana, they all were in our Lost D&D episode, which was too good for the internet to handle. And it was, and so,
well, rattle off again for me your 5 nominations again, Kay.
Boom. It goes American Graffiti, Past Lives, Come and See, Sing Street, The Illusionist. Run yours back. Infernal
Affairs, Me, Earl and Dango, Come and See, Enemy Mine, The Illusionist. So my winner for this one shocked me a little bit, but again, the movie shocked me. And it's Enemy Mine. It goes to Chris for me.
So true.
I felt
so true.
Not only during its like sad moments, but during it, like by the end, I was so swept up in this tale that it's beloved. It's special, you know? And it was something silly, like our thumbnail for it and the title of the episode is like Now Kiss, you know? Like it's two dads and their kid. It's beautiful. It's an LGBTQ story.
It truly is.
Science fiction. It's enemies to lovers. It's like a parent adopting a kid from a third world country and like giving him everything he needs and helping him out away from like slavery and horrible. Like oh yeah. On every level, dude. On every level, it's fantastic. And yeah, it was absolutely my number one choice. And what was your number one film?
While I heavily debated doing Come and See out of obligation, I felt that if I was true to myself, I always think of animation as a happy medium. To see one that unapologetically tells you a sad story. Like, now, don't get me wrong, I've seen Up as well, but like, The Illusionist is something else. That clown scene, fuck. So The Illusionist won for me. The Illusionist took home the wow, you're really gonna come here and hurt me like that award.
Yeah, an amazing choice. Like, and again, like under the guise of animation and beauty, it just, you know, wrecks. And I'm realizing now that we're like running this whole like production on my end. I haven't even been putting up pictures and screens on what we've been talking. So sorry guys, you've just been looking at a list of film posters, but it's pretty. So
awesome film posters.
Yeah, they're really nice. Follow us on
absolutely.
On Letterboxd.
Well,
yeah, but like outside of that, we still have more awards to go. We've got what? That's our award number 3. We have where are we? 7 awards in total. So yeah, let's
absolutely.
Let's
hold on, Neff. Hold on 1 second. There's just something on my lens.
Is it an award?
So yeah, well, you know, I actually I think that that's a bank statement.
Huh.
But it's but behind it was another award. It was one for my 2 credits, which was the I needed subtitles for both of these awards.
But you needed subtitles for both of those? My God.
So I didn't, but whoever left that note was.
It must have been me.
It must have been the Boston. It must have been the Boston.
Honestly, like Boston and international language, same thing, you know? So like, yeah, needing subtitles for both of those awards, it is a great choice. And it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
dude, yeah.
I mean, come on.
This one, actually,
Oh.
I've seen on, it's been on my computer this whole time, but I've only just realized, like, it's this blank note. There's nothing on it, you know? But I'm realizing that maybe with these special glasses, I might be able to see what it actually says.
Oh.
So let's try.
Oh, good call. Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it.
Have a look. There it is. It's exactly right. On here, this is the Holy Criterion Collection Batman Award, and this one goes to Nalbus for House. It's a wild film.
Well, that's incredible.
And this, it's crazy. You guys you have no idea how wild.
Oh
this is.
yeah,
The technology
absolutely,
absolutely. Is absurd.
Well, you know, I actually kept my nominations on another list. Actually, you know, I really had this. You know, it's actually kind of funny. You know, this is actually kind of a a notepad I had from the early days of college. And oh shit! Oh wait a minute. This is an award for Joey for Good Will Hunting at Shut Up and Cut for best college reunion, because Joey and I knew each other in college. I don't know how they knew that from here.
That's
it's just
so
such
crazy.
This is insane. It's insane. Listen,
so
I gotta listen. I gotta take my medicine. I don't know if I can. Oh shit! There's
more.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's the I Can't Live Without a sequel to this award, and I think it goes to The Signal for Dreamscape Visuals.
Oh my god, Dreamscape Visuals winning an award. This is obscene. I don't know how. This is so crazy, guys. This is so crazy. It's absurd. Sorry.
Oh,
you have mail for me, like mail, like MAIL or MALE? MAIL.
Please LE. Please LE. Oh
No,
damn.
that's wrong.
Okay.
Let me just. Thank you. This package. Let me see some bubble wrap in here. Let me just unwrap.
Oh, bubble wrap.
What it says. Holy shit! This is the I Finally Understand Robert De Niro award, and this goes to Marley for Stardust. What?
Oh my goodness gracious!
I can't with these. They just keep showing up.
Oh, listen, this is just insane. We can't be doing that. We can't be doing this. I think we got to move on to the next award. We can't live with this. It's just wow.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, sorry about that. And Kari, we know we have to leave, so please check in later, because you may or may not have gotten other nominations.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's definitely do that. But yeah, let's wow.
Well, the other thing I'm gonna do as well, we've given you guys some teasers on who's been winning so far, but I've got the little the running total here.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna keep them to myself. If you want to know who's winning, you should have been doing your math, kids. You should have been doing your math. You know, when you were told your teacher that time, we're never gonna use this algebra later in life, you were wrong. This requires
shit.
algebra.
Shit. Chase says we got a letter.
No, he's singing. He's singing.
He's singing. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I thought that would have been a real twist, is if we got one of them to send in a letter. That would have been.
That'd be so.
Absolutely.
But
oh my
let me
God.
tell you about award number 4. This is the.
Oh, what is award number 4?
It's the Damn. That's a new flavor award. Do you ever take a Dorito out of the bag, taste it, and think, this tastes kind of weird, and you're not really sure if you like it, but as you eat more of those Doritos, you slowly start to understand the flavor. And once you get it, boy, oh boy, things start making a whole lot more sense. And that's kind of like what this award is. It's the films that you didn't quite expect in general, you know? And Kate, I'd love to hear some of your nominees, my friend.
Well, absolutely. My 5 nominees include Shaolin Soccer.
Ooh.
As one of those where I'm like, oh, what? As I have wrote in my notes, I said respectfully, what the fuck, Johnny?
Yeah.
In the best possible way. And I stand by it. I think that that's the best way to describe this film.
Mm-hmm.
And then followed up by that was House.
House, baby.
Because I mean, listen, that is definitely the film that has swung for the fences the most.
Yeah.
In like while we've been doing this, and definitely opened my eyes to a different side of film, but talking with Jim was really what made me appreciate House a lot.
Yeah.
But then followed up with I was sad that she left, but Legend. Legend was one for me because I was just like, I just didn't know that Ridley Scott and Tom Cruise did a thing together.
Yeah.
And I was just like really impressed with that fact. And I mean, I fucking loved
of the film. Like, you got the US cut. I definitely recommend going
which
back
I
and watching
also
the
was
European cut.
which was also kind of like a different flavor thing of being like, wow, the things I had an issue with were non-existent in yours.
Yeah, one of my favorite
And
things
then,
about us talking about the episode was like me going, man, the intro in this vibes, it's elite, it's so well done, and you got like a little text scroll or something on there, and you were just like,
yeah, literally, I had like a Star Wars text scroll where when you got like an awesome voiceover.
Yeah,
son of a bitch.
It's luck. It's luck, you know.
But
but a great choice. What's pick number 4?
Absolutely. Well, the pick number 4 was Chris's Enemy of Mine. Or Enemy Mine.
Yeah.
Because that one was, as you and I talked about, we were texting even, and it was like, you had those initial impressions of like, oh, okay, this is kind of charming. This is kind of the, and then it just fucking rips your guts out.
Yeah. I remember texting
it's just,
you going,
it was a,
is this really good? And I think you were a bit behind
yeah,
me
like,
too. So you were like, okay, Nav, shut up.
And then I found out, and I was like, damn, he was right.
Yeah.
And it truly was what I think that might be one of the biggest surprise ever on this was like how much I actually really enjoyed that movie. And then One Cut of the Dead. If you're talking about unique films, I mean, One Cut of the Dead is just so brilliant.
Yeah.
And I mean, goddamn,
Bang.
just insane. So, Naf, how about you?
Well, rattle yours off again for me one more time.
Sure. Shaolin Soccer, House, Legend, Enemy Mine, and One Cut of the Dead.
Fantastic choices, man. Fantastic choices. And my nominations, my first one is One Cut of the Dead. So yeah, Luke's recommendation, like,
yeah,
I the way this film, it's hard to explain and put into words, but the way that people always say this, it knows what it's doing, it knows what it is. Like, I don't think I've come across a film ever that knew what it was more than this. The way that it manipulates you
yes,
into this false sense of like, I know more than you. Ugh, I can't believe you're making me watch this. It's just,
it's so good.
It's so fucking good, man. And it's one of those ones that's weird, but I think I can recommend it to anyone. I probably would just be like, go on with nothing and just trust. No matter what, just finish the movie. Even if you're not vibing it, just finish it. That's all I'm asking. That's what it needs. Next up, Reign of Fire. Pretty hard to. That's a new flavor, baby. It's a new flavor. House had to be on there. A very easy pick. Legend. Again, European cut for me. Fantastic. Awakened a few things in me. It was beautiful. And I think, like the production on Legend is really good. It was one that I was considering for my Holy Craft Award a bit as well, because it's like, it has this weird blend between it feels like it's set, but it also feels like it's on location. Like they're balancing that line very, very well.
Very well.
And last one for me was Fire Island. It stood out to me because it was like, I hadn't quite seen a rom-com like that before. You know, I've seen a lot more like LGBT films like later in life. And even now since I've seen more, but like that has this kind of very unique take in how it just does one of my favorite things, which is trust the audience enough by like just everything just is, you know, it's not sitting here doing a absurd job of explaining things too much. It does explain a couple of things, but the characters just exist as they are. And also there's something wonderful about seeing a film about like characters that aren't necessarily interested in standard types of relationships, and then cis relationships as well. And it's very, very unique, and another easy one to recommend to people, because even though it is like an LGBT film, I think that for people who maybe don't lean into wanting to watch those kinds of movies that much, there's still a bit of fun to be had here. You can still kind of take away from that of like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Like I get it. It's literally, it's the same thing for everyone. We all kind of love the same way. And anyone can get a rom-com.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And I mean, it was Brilliant there. So rattle them off again.
Well, yeah. So we had One Cut of the Dead, Reign of Fire, House, Legend, and Fire Island. They're my damn. That's a new flavor award.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And
now, I'd love to know which of your 5, Shell and Soccer, House, Legend, Enemy of Mine, One Cut of the Dead, which one takes the cake? Takes the pie.
well, while all of these could easily win this award for their own various reasons, this was probably one of the words that has surprised me the most with which one won.
Mm.
And that was Shaolin Soccer. I
Wow.
won with that one there because Shaolin Soccer was just the right blend of insanity.
Yes.
And I guess I'm just always used to, like, when I'm always recommended a film that is like foreign language film or like Asian cinema, more often than not, I always assume it's going to be very, I don't know, high art. I mean, and not that this isn't high art, but like very much like the abstract, like it just, I don't know, a little bit more dramatic.
Mhm.
And to see the comedy done in such this Taika Waititi style way was so impressive to me, because it was like before all of that, and it's like it's just, I would have no doubt that Taika's influenced by them.
Yeah.
And it was just so incredible, and there's so many moments in it that I just think are just so funny to me that I'm really dying to watch Kung Fu Hustle.
That's going to be a great one. It's, man, a fantastic choice.
Oh yeah. So that's that's my winner. But how about you?
Well, like, on the back of this coin, I've heard there's another award. And if I give this a read,
Oh shit!
it looks like this one goes to Forward into the Black, to Chase. This is the You Took Something Away From Us award. I can never get it back. It's gone.
I don't like cotton candy anymore. Think about that.
And my winner for the Damn That's a New Flavor award goes to One Cut of the Dead. It was easy.
Oh yeah.
Easy pick for
I mean,
me.
good choice.
It just,
Good choice.
I'll never see a film like that again. It's one of those, the Band-Aid's been ripped off. You know, when you watch that movie again, it's not going to hit necessarily the same as it did the first time. It just is. You know what I mean? It's wonderful. It's, yeah, a fantastic choice.
Absolutely. I mean, how can you go wrong with that? That's just such a beautiful choice there. And yeah, I'm really getting emotional about it. I really
What?
Shit, I think there's another award here. How do they fucking keep
Goodness.
the and I thought we couldn't get gayer award?
What?
And this one goes to Elizabeth. Oh my god. That's incredible. Oh god. I mean, yeah, that's just Elizabeth, congratulations. I mean, just to have that award, I mean, that's wow. Yeah, brilliant. What are you doing? What's with that over there? What's
This is,
yeah.
I don't know what it was. I don't know why, but I was kind of drawn to just this thick copy of A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. I felt like this call from the beyond. It said,
Did JJ is JJ telling you this?
I'm not sure, but it does say that if you turn to page 445 and go down halfway and then move 7 letters across, that it's going to outline another award. And
7 letters?
7 letters, yeah.
Jesus.
Because it says hello, yo. I don't know why. And then after that, it says that this award really should have gone to Bill Murray. Award goes to Spen
you're
for
right.
Lost in Translation. This.
Oh.
What? It's so wild. It's
well,
in Clash of Kings. Guys, can you turn to your copy of Clash of Kings in page number 445 and tell me if there's an award in there in your one as well?
Yeah.
But congratulations, Spen. Lost in Translation gets another award, even though apparently it should have gone to Bill Murray.
Well, I mean, Neff, did I ever show you this? Did I ever show you like what Allie made me?
No.
It's actually kind of cool. Like Allie, my partner, was very happy because she loves Darkside Divas as much as we do, and made me a wonderful coaster commemorating the thing. It's reversed, but holy shit! Okay, there's actually a award to give them on behalf of that. It was the Chaos Loves a Couple Award. Well, that one goes to Dark Side Divas and everybody there because we are a Chaos like group over there. I mean, that's insane. Honey, great idea.
That is
wow.
crazy. And I have the Spider-Man trilogy on Blu-ray. And when I open up the Spider-Man trilogy and turn to the best Spider-Man film, the best third Spider-Man film to have ever been made, behind this disc is yet another award. And the award goes to Jung-E and Dyad in the Force for the "They knew exactly what I would do if they gave me an android" award. So thank you so much, Pep and Choco and Spider-Man 3
oh my
for
God.
bringing that to us.
Well,
Goodness me.
I'll tell you this, like, you know, I think it's about time that we, you know, roll for this next one. I think that it's shit, it's 16. You know what that means? It means that Chris won an award for surprise. It's a rom-com. Well, I mean, it's a surprise to me because look at I mean, how do you predict this kind of stuff? I mean, this isn't planned.
The surprise, it's a rom-com award. That's amazing, Chris. That is
someone who came up with that deserves a raise.
And welcome, Kit, for joining us in chat. You've missed a lot, honey. You've missed a lot.
Oh yeah, well, specifically, somebody gave me a little thing in this mug, and you know, it's a remote, but if you click the remote, it reveals a well, you're gonna want to skip past that, but after that, it reveals a "Why Would You Hurt Me Like That" Kit award.
My goodness.
Which is, why would you hurt us? We are friends. I thought we were seeing like Noah Kahan together and things. Like
special.
We were friends, but congratulations, you did win an award with all of this. So well done. I'm really glad to hear that. It's
sad.
It's fantastic.
Sad,
well, sad, but true.
Moving along, Kay, we've got our 5th award of the night. This is the I Told You So award. Do you want to let me know a little bit about what this I Told You So award is?
Unfortunately, I will. The I Told You So award, one of the sweetest phrases. Often used in gloating fashion, and often between best friends. Whether it's you being validated for an initial feeling you had, or proving to me that The Last Jedi might be the greatest Star Wars film out there, emphasis on might, this next award is dedicated to allowing the other person to share in the greatest of pleasures of being right. So for this award, what we wanted to do was to obviously, since with ours we wanted to kind of take some of our stuff out of the running, but really be able to pay tribute to the awards that we show each other, because that's a part of this show too that we really enjoy, is finally get a chance to share the love of stories with one another, that was especially stories that meant something to us.
Yeah.
And so Naf, will you start us off and tell me what I was right about?
Well, the 4 films that you sent my way this year were Saving Private Ryan, Hell or High Water, Me, Earl and the Dying Girl, and what was our last one? Die Hard.
Yeah.
All 4 of them wins. You know, like Me, Earl and the Dying Girl, surprisingly being one of your favorite films, is very, very NAFcore. Saving Private Ryan is a pretty easy win. We've been working through some Spielberg stuff recently, so like that was great, and I've seen that movie twice now, and I love it. Then you have Die Hard, which is kind of hard not to love. That film is like primed for people to obsess over it. Like, I get it. You know, I'm watching it in IMAX, amazing too. But without a doubt, the film of yours that I loved the most, that is now one of my favorite films of all time, is Hell or High Water. It's one of the films that is so easy to recommend to people. It's one of Chris Pine's best performances. It's one of Jeff Bridges' best performances, and then you've also got fantastic work from Ben Foster and Gil Birmingham as well. It's written by Taylor Sheridan, who's gone on to work on heaps of other stuff as well, and obviously worked on TV mostly before this too. Like, it is so good. I love this movie.
It is. I'm so glad that you felt what I felt, because that film means so much to me. And I remember my dad and I watching it and just being blown away, and to be able to talk about it and share it with you and to have such a great episode. That was also the episode that we kind of nailed our new style.
Yeah.
And that was such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I watched it for the first time 1 year ago. You can see my review here. And then I watched it again 4 months ago for podcast 2, because we watched it. We had planned to record an episode for it while I was overseas, but we got distracted in like being overseas.
Being friends.
And so it ended up being one that we recorded afterwards, but like, yeah, like it's so great. And what about
so
for you?
good.
I didn't get as many films your way this year, but we have prepped
But
season
the ones
3.
that you did, yeah, season 3, we got ones for days.
Yeah, we've got a few to go back and forth. I've got a few that have been on my list for a while that I'm really excited for you to see and really excited to talk about. But tell me, what were the films that I recommended you this year?
Well, the ones that you recommended to me were The Untouchables, as well as our wonderful film Sing Street.
Yeah.
Now, also in this category is kind of Past Lives, but we tend to keep that a little out of it because technically you brought it with Tate and Johnny, but it was one of those things that like it was also with them. But that film is absolutely brilliant, and so don't think. And both Sing Street was absolutely beautiful, lived up to the hype, and again, there is so much about that film that stays with me. But the thing that I felt really moved me in a deep way, and it's such a weird, it happened at a weird time. I remember I was waiting to go see a movie, and I was sitting after work at a Bubba Gump watching this movie on my phone, and I made a story about it because it was the most surreal feeling in the world. And The Untouchables. The Untouchables moved me.
Yeah.
And like that movie, I also think it's very indicative of us as friends. It's these two people who really like it's our dynamic. It's about two very different people who learn and enrich each other's lives when it's fucking hard to do so.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the people, and I really relate to two of us, and I really felt it.
No, I totally get that. And one of the reasons I wanted to share it with you was because similar to some of the ones that you've experienced, it's one that I'm a little confused by because I watched that film. My dad heard about it, I don't know where, and was just like, oh, we should watch this film. And I watched it with my dad and loved it. And since then I've watched it with a bunch of other people too. But like it just exists in this like vacuum for me, like something that I've always loved. But it's only been out since 2011. And it's like, it's a comfort movie for me. I think like when times are kind of like hard, I want to go to this movie. I want this movie to like just hold me and tell me that like, you know, things are going to be okay.
That's all going to be okay.
So long as you have your friends, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It really, what's the word? Challenged my perception of what I thought friendship was and altered what I want my friendships to be and how deep I want them to be. So yeah. It's beautiful. It's a great choice.
Absolutely.
So
and so
for you, baby.
The Untouchables. And so with that, we we're gonna be launching into the final round, baby. The final round.
I mean, the second last round, isn't it?
Oh, you're right. You're right. I made a mistake.
Yeah.
There was one other one.
Yeah. Well, this one is
I will say that there's also before that, Neff, I've told you about my family's golden book, right?
No.
Okay, well, that joke's on me, but this is it. And a lot of times books can tell you the absolute truth of things, the deep, incredible truth of the matter. And I was very shocked when it was handed to me, but I thought I would open it on this time. And I just thought that
music.
Wow. Okay. You know what this is telling me?
You know what this is telling me? You know what this is telling me? You know what this is telling me?
I didn't expect that to happen. I've never opened this book like that before. But what I found was that it says that Parks is greater than film school award goes to Artur.
Wow.
Parks, you single-handedly made me watch a film that I didn't want to watch, that I made a point of never wanting to watch, but you are just better than film school.
My goodness.
And so, I mean, that is just insane, but I bet we don't have one more.
I found this set of printed photos. And in
Printed
here,
photos?
Yeah, it's really wild because I've got in here just things you wouldn't necessarily expect, you know, like there's a photo of me and Hayden Christensen in here. And on the back of the photo of me and Hayden Christensen, it says there's another award shared between two joint wonderful human beings. It says featuring the best international duo and Canada award. This goes to Tate and Johnny for past lives. So congratulations
from incredible. Well
Hayden Christensen
done
himself. He signed that on the back
done.
when I was at DietCon last year. Not
Oh,
DietCon,
well
but
done.
Star Wars Celebration.
What's the difference?
Honestly, fair call. But with that in mind, our last award, or our second last award here, is our Wild Card Award. Our Wild Card. And it is impossible for every film to take home an award. And granted, our categories are pretty cursed, so not everything kind of like fits. But with this award, we can each choose one film that's not yet appeared amongst our individual nominees to receive 1 point. Kate, why don't you go first, mate? What film's going to take home your wild card?
There were a fair amount of them, and I was kind of sad that I couldn't nominate any of the ones that had been nominated but hadn't won, because there are so many of them that I really do love. Even talking about it and hearing you give awards, I'm like, you got to stick to your guns, man. But there are some that you're like, oh man, yeah, I really did love that film more than I remembered. And then like kind of that, but I picked Infernal Affairs.
Dude.
Because I hadn't had it in all these categories. I think because I already had known the story with The Departed.
Yeah.
But it was just such a fun episode and such a fun thing there that I was just like, I really felt like it didn't fit in my other categories, but I wanted to give it something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a special film too. Like we talk about how when we were comparing it to The Departed, like, yes, Scorsese's Departed is fantastic, but like what the creators were able to achieve in like 90 minutes in Infernal Affairs is it's wild.
It's insane.
Mine was easy and hard pick, right? Because I found that as we progress through the season, we're always kind of like referring back to old like episodes, old movies we've watched together. And like, I was thinking about this one and going, we're always coming back to like this film and talking about it. And that's what makes this one really special. So my wild card goes to the film we probably discussed the most on this podcast. It's The Last Jedi, guys. It's The Last Jedi.
You son of a bitch! You can't do this. He can't keep getting away with it.
And so The Last Jedi takes home 1 point. And as you guys know, in like gambling rules, no matter what, Last Jedi always wins. So even the films with 5 points, they're losing. The one with the Filmie goes to Knack with The Last Jedi. Kid says they're clapping like Nicole Kidman from that one Oscar video for everyone. Amazing. No, but in all seriousness, I had something similar where this film nearly fit into so many of my categories, but I had other films that came in above it. And you actually got to shout it out before, so I'm glad it got its what's it called? Its flowers. But for me, it's Shaolin Soccer. It's my wild card. It unfortunately didn't beat out any of the others in my new flavor or new personality award, which I think is where it probably would have fit best. But it was pretty easy to give it my wildcard award. So congratulations to Shaolin Soccer.
You know what's still crazy, guys? Like, Naf and I really don't always care about analytics. Sure, we would love to blow up and be able to make this our, like, job.
Yeah.
But the craziest thing is most of our videos on YouTube, if we're lucky, get, like, 100, maybe 160 views. Shaolin Soccer sits at, like, a cool, like, 10K views.
Yeah, let me grab the current standing for it. It is 9.8 thousand views, that episode.
This is above and beyond anything. And I'm like, I don't know what we did to like get this in that. I think we're like the only people on the internet who talked about it. And so anytime they type it in, ours pops up with it. But like to this day, I'll look at our analytics and it will still have gotten like 10 views that day.
Yeah. And
I'm
it's
like,
a great
I don't
film
know
too.
what the hell.
I want to see some more of Stephen Chow's films too. I had a bunch of them on my list, but life came up in the way. I love it though.
Ooh.
And so that takes us into our last award. So this is the one with the Filmy
Our
award.
final.
So at the end of it all, we know why we're here, right? We created this podcast to find more films we would never watch ourselves from people who love them unapologetically, and then create a safe space to nurture that love together. And that's what allows us to do it in this way. You know, we're not sitting here being like film snobs at you for not thinking that Batman Begins is the best superhero film and that the MCU sucks. Like, this isn't a thing. You could come on here tomorrow and tell me that like The Marvels is your favorite film, and we would sit here and honor that and
want to know why.
Gas you up, really. Like, all this is a space for you to share what you love and a space for us to share what we love. And just getting the opportunity to share that with you guys is our favorite thing. And to this date, we
Can I hop in on that?
Yeah. Let me just finish this point and I'll kick over to you.
Sure. Absolutely.
To date, we have yet to come across a film that we've disliked, and getting to share this experience with you is our favorite thing to look forward to each week. So yeah, Kay, hit me up, buddy. What are you thinking?
Yes, and just to do a separate little aside, yeah, and you guys have been so generous in sharing that space with us, and a lot of times we talk about very vulnerable things that you guys like talk with us about, your personal lives, your issues. Like, it is a beautiful space that we occupy, and you know, Anaf and I kind of look at this and just thinking about before how many of our friends and people are in the chat having Darkside Divas, a Star Wars Tia, Artor, all in the same fucking chat, being like, this is insane. This is a life that I never thought I would live. This is not a moment that I thought that we would have. And to have this is a beautiful thing, and to share this in a space where I feel like we put the voice of film talk that I always wanted to be a part of there. And it's such a beautiful thing to share this with you, Prowl. And I'm really honored to do it. But without further ado, the real thing about this is who wins.
Yes.
Right? Like, all that said is we all got to get this on there. So with this, our final nominees.
Hit me, baby. One more time.
Our final nominees. Now, this is for our personal picks. Now, the way I interpreted this category was I wanted to have tenets of what I feel like why we do this podcast. So I picked 5 films very particularly because of this.
Okay.
My first one is Come and See. This is a film that levels on this upper echelon of filmmaking that I know is going to be very heady and very impressive and important. And most likely this would have been a film that would have stayed on my watch list. I may never have watched this film. I would have just always, it's great. Everybody talks about it being great. I probably would have looked up some like breakdown videos or something like that and maybe not watch the actual movie.
Yeah.
Or clips or something. But Come and See, watching it and experiencing it and being able to talk about it. It's the reason why we started this was to be able to, if we watched a movie that everybody else was already done talking about, that we could actually still talk about it like it was fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I think is so special about this space. So I had to nominate that. I also wanted to nominate Reign of Fire because, again, as we said before, this is a film that just it's in the category of films that we didn't know existed. And that's part of this, is being like, what the hell is Reign of Fire, and then becoming obsessed. That's one of the best parts of this podcast to me. And another one to me is American Graffiti. Watching an old film that feels so new, and if something that is, you know, something that I had on my list and it gave me a reason to watch it, and it exceeded the hype. It exceeded the hype to me, and I was like, this is so special.
Yeah.
And also that episode, getting to make you guys laugh with an intro, getting to talk with Spooky, who I just always love her insight. And it's one of those things I think about often, and I'll often listen to that episode and just think about it. And the next one was The Untouchables, because it's one of my, it's on my top films of all time now, because I just was like, this is this is where Keegan Core meets Nafcore, and it's
very true. Yeah,
it's a very special movie, but also it's special that I shared it with you and I got to learn more about you through your love of this film, which is always one of our goals. And then I had to nominate The Birdcage.
The Birdcage.
Doing Dark Side Divas was like having such a beautiful time with them.
Doing Dark Side Divas? Damn, bro.
So anyway, you're not no, but like to share in the love of comedy, but also hearing Steph bring up really serious issues like how recently, you know, same-sex marriage was approved, how recently all that stuff, and talking about Chris and hearing Chris, you know, tell some like very, you know, just us joking around, but then being able to get very serious. It's one of my favorite episodes that we've done. And I was very proud of that one. And I love that movie because of just its insanity and its embrace of gay culture. And it's also like, again, the cinematographer is the guy from the, you know, fucking Birdman. And I'm like, it's insane. And it's just a brilliant one. But those are my 5. And again, I would nominate all of them if I could, but like, these were the ones that I had a really hard time with this list, and those are the ones I came up with.
Yeah.
How about you?
Okay. So my 5 nominations are, again, another one that we've crossed paths on, American Graffiti. Again, a film that was very special to both of us, it seems, for all the same reasons. Like it's hard not to love. The movie is just like vibes incarnate, you know, like I think that it's not going to resonate with everyone, but those who love it are going to love it a lot. And obviously Brie was obsessed with it, so it was great to bring her on and kind of give her that space to talk about the film too. Next was Lost in Translation, to Spen's.
Oh yeah.
There was no way this wasn't going to be on my list. It just, they were like, I think that this is one of those things that's so NAFcore that I probably would have missed it. You know, like I wouldn't have come across it. And to kind of have it was like, it was under my nose the whole time, you know? And all of a sudden it's there, it exists. And I get to hold on to this as something special of my own for the rest of my life it's beautiful. Then I had Hell or High Water. Again, another film that has become one of my favorite films of all time. It just...
Maybe I'll give it to you.
So fucking good. It's so fucking good. And like, it was...
It has been the metric that we have used for all of the budgets.
Yeah, it's... And that's it. On $12 million. They were able to make that, you know, like... It's insane. It cost 25 Hell or High Waters to make an MCU film. Like, it's just not fair, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that is as close to like a perfect film as I've ever experienced. You know, it just...
Yeah.
It's there. It comes in... It does, as Ryan Johnson actually put this on his Instagram story the other day, it was a scene from the end of the Muppets movie where they say, we did what we set out to do. And that film just exemplifies that completely. Stardust. Again, the only film that I finished and was like, I need to watch this again straight away. And I'm like, every time I talk about it, I'm dying to rewatch it. And I'm talking to people about it. I'm going, go watch this movie. Go watch this movie. Oh, you've seen Kingsman? Go watch a fantasy movie that he made. Oh, you've seen Daredevil? Go watch a fantasy movie that he made. Oh, you like Robert De Niro? Go watch him be gay as fuck. It's so good. And the last was One Cut of the Dead for Luke. So like, again, just one of those, I can't believe this exists and that I've seen this now and that I get to talk about it. And it was one of my favorite episodes to do as well. It was heaps of fun talking with Luke about it. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
And so those are my 5 picks, man. So rattle off yours again for me one more time. Because it's the last time we're going to do this ever.
My final award, my personal choice, the K favorite, the true K core here. Come and see.
Wow.
Rain of Fire. American Graffiti.
I thought that was your choice for the winner.
No. You said rattle them off. I'm rattling them off.
But then you went on this like other tangent. I thought maybe you didn't hear me say rattle them off and you were just going to dive right in.
No. I was building up dramatic. I was still doing it. So I'm going to do so. Come and see Rain of Fire, American Graffiti, The Untouchables, and Birdcage. And how about you?
American Graffiti, Lost in Translation, Hell or High Water, Stardust, One Cut of the Dead. So who's your winner,
And
baby?
the winner for the K-Core personal favorite goes to Rain of Fire. That one is like
Fucking
truly,
A.
I know it might sound like a joke, but like the thing about that film is, again, when I talk about film, like when we talk about this, right? Like, again, all of those other films, I kind of felt like this is going to be in my wheelhouse, and then they may have exceeded expectations or they may have met them. But it's like those ones I could anticipate. Rain of Fire was just doing a lot of film stuff. I often get disillusioned by film, or sometimes get exhausted by film. Sometimes I need just a shot in the arm for films can be whatever the fuck you want them to be.
Yes, exactly.
Films can be Mad Max meets Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, and that's good.
Yeah.
And that was what, like, the film there was just so much fun. It's one of my favorite memories of this show was watching that. And I'm just like, just embrace the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm
fantastic
choice. I am
such a great choice.
Absolutely, just so moved by that. But NAF, give it to me, baby. What wins NAF Core?
Well, again, my choices were American Graffiti, Lost in Translation, Hell or High Water, Stardust, and One Cut of the Dead. And I love how diverse these choices are. I love them all for such different reasons. But without a doubt, every time I've talked about this film today, I'm sure you guys can put two and two together which one's going to be my number one. But my winner had to be Stardust from Marley. It is just joy, that film. And I'm happy when I watch it, and I want to be happy more. So I want to watch that movie more. And there aren't many other films that had me feel that level of obsession with something so instantly and so effortlessly as well. And so those are our choices.
Incredible.
Yeah.
That is incredible. So
should we see who Math decided is going to win? Should
we go up from the bot, like kind of go
exactly
up from the
do, baby.
Beautiful. All right, guys, here we are.
Okay.
Here it's the one thing there. Who's gonna win? The one with the Filmie. And this isn't a butt plug. Like, just need that to be known.
In equal fifth place, all with 1 point, come Me, Earl and the Dying Girl from K, Pride and Prejudice from JJ, The Signal from Nick, and Saving Private Ryan from K. In equal fourth place.
I placed fifth twice.
In equal fourth place, come Legend from A Star Wars Tier, Intouchables from NAF, Infernal Affairs from My Two Credits, House from Jim, Past Lives from Tate and Johnny, Sing Street from NAF, Fire Island from Elizabeth, and Lost in Translation from Spen. In
Beautiful.
Third place come Shaolin Soccer, The Illusionist, Hell or High Water, The Birdcage, Enemy Mine, and 2001: A Space Odyssey. In equal second place, all with 5 points, come One Cut of the Dead, Rain of Fire, Stardust, and Come and See. And our clear winner with 6 points goes to American Graffiti from Spooky Bree, who wins one with the Filmees. So great work to Spooky Bree, taking home the prize.
American Graffiti.
Yeah, but
well done.
I'm surprised.
But like,
I'm not
guys,
surprised.
again,
I don't think I expected it on your list as much as I saw it. But when I saw it on mine, I was like, yeah, this is coming up a lot.
Yeah, no, I mean that one for me was always just a pure beautiful one.
It is, yeah, beautiful. It is wonderful.
Absolutely, it is wonderful. It is incredible, and yeah, like, and I'm just so glad that you loved Hell or High Water as much as you did. Like that made me very, very, very happy there. And I cannot wait to tell Spooky that she won the one with the Filmie this year. Previously, it was JJ who won for Let the Right One In.
Let the Right One In.
So
another film you guys should check out if you haven't yet. This poster, if that doesn't sell you on the film, I don't know what will.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's a great film too. So that was last year's winner, and this year being American Graffiti. And again, we've got a bunch more guests coming for you guys next year. We're booking people now, so if there are guests that you'd like to see, there's a
lot of returners.
Yeah, there's a link in the description for any guests that you'd like us to reach out to as well that you think would make a good guest on the podcast, or any films that you guys want to see. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff lined up for next season. We should be back on the tail end of summer, American summer. For us, it's winter, but we're really, really excited. So yeah, like
it this was one of the most fun. Also, just this night has been one of the most fun that we've done. And I'm really glad that we actually had a lot of people in the audience to be able to share this with. Guys, we just could not be more grateful for you, whether you're listening to this afterwards or we're here for the whole time. We're hoping to continue to make this a bigger and bigger event because ultimately we love paying tribute to the films that you guys bring here in our own silly, zany way, filled with fun. And we will be giving some of these out in person, whether it's a certificate form or the actual one with the filming itself at DiadCon. So very much, we cannot wait for it. Thank you guys so much for being a part of Naf and I's lives, as well as being a part of this podcast, which are one and the same, as we know.
Yeah, and you guys can follow One with the Films everywhere as well. So obviously on YouTube, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to. If you're listening on Spotify, come over and subscribe as well, so you get notifications when we go live, and you can join in the chats too. We're over on TikTok as well. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. X, formerly Twitter. Yeah, like there's different stuff everywhere. But if you want to keep up with what's going on, when we're coming back, and what to expect, definitely follow our Instagram and our TikTok. We'll keep you guys up to date with everything that's happening. You can also follow me on Second Thought anywhere. Again, like, it's pretty easy to find. I'm not posting heaps on my personal pages right now. Most of it's happening through here. But yeah, this episode and all of our episodes up to date are going to be available to stream on Spotify at any time you like. So if you want to go and give it another listen, you totally can as well. But we're really excited for what's coming soon as well. And we're really grateful for everything that's come up to this point. We've seen a lot of growth from the podcast in terms of like finding people to enjoy sharing this with, also being able to grow our like technological skills as well, and kind of expand that into something that feels a lot more grown up, you know, and I'm excited to kind of take that to the next level next season as well. So
we have lots of ideas that we are playing with, and you know, guys, if you're interested in joining and doing this is a big little community. This is a big community that we're doing. We also, not to mention, we also started a whole other show with this. Again, it's one we don't do as frequently, but doing Brews and Bullshit was a fun journey this way. We have a couple of other ideas. We have a couple of other shows that we're going to be doing. We know we have an idea for Parks to come back to be our inaugural guest on a little segment that we're working on. I'll keep you in suspense, as well as various other people coming on for repeat guests. We love you guys so much, and we are just so excited to continue this journey. This has been one of the most rewarding times with you guys, and I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys, we just wanted to entertain you guys with the award show. See, Oscars, can't you do that? And
if you need hosts, the Academy, you know where to find us.
Listen, I prefer to get an Oscar, but you know, I'll settle for hosting.
Yeah.
Like,
so long as people are talking about me, I don't care. But thanks so much to everyone who joined us. Thank you, Tor, as well, for the kind words, and to everyone else as well. Like, yeah, we had heaps of fun doing this show tonight. We're so excited to do it again next year.
So, and we're gonna make it again. We keep going bigger and better, baby. Absolutely. So, so with that, we really just wanted to thank you all, and to close us out with a little quote from my friend Raglan. Good morrow, San Francisco.